So the second way we'll make an array of strings is using an array of pointers. So in this array, each pointer will point to a string, and we will use the string using the pointer. And we can use one for loop in order to iterate over all the strings. And because the functions strcopy, strcompare, strlen, and all the other functions expect pointers, we can use these functions by simply passing the element of the array, because the element of the array is a pointer, right? But there is a disadvantage for this way, and we will see it in a little bit. So let's start. We're going to use pointer strings. So char star, let's call it names, and this is a pointer string. Let's say we want two names, and let's initialize them. As we know, we can initialize pointer strings to be equal to strings. So let's say name1 and for example name2. But we cannot edit, right? So we cannot edit. So if you try to get as name sub 0 for example, this will give an error. So this is a disadvantage. So now let's iterate over the elements since I equal 0, I is less than 2 and I plus plus, and over here let's put as names sub I. Build and run the program. As you can see, we have our strings. So using this way we cannot read strings from the user. So using a 2D array is not good, and this way has its own disadvantages. So there must be another way, right? Yes, there is, and it's also using an array of pointers, but that is related to the dynamic allocation. So wait until we learn about dynamic allocation, and we will make an array of strings efficiently. We can use it like we want, and we will not waste memory. And best of all, we will be working with pointers. Now, I want to show you something. Let's printf %d, and for example, let's say we want to compare each string with something. So each string will be names sub I, and let's compare it for example with hello. Okay, put \n over here, run the program, and as you can see we get 1 1. So our two strings are not equal to this string over here. Now let's make this string equal, but then run, so we get 0, so it is equal. Now let's suppose I don't initialize this. Now let's build and run, and as you can see our program crashes because over here we are iterating over the string and it is not initialized. So be careful whenever working with string pointers. If you don't initialize them, you will face unexpected errors. But for example, if we just iterate over the first element, let me close this, build and run. As you can see, no problems happened, and we have that the string is not equal. Perfect. So what I want to tell you, only use char star inside the function parameter, and this is basically a pointer to a string. So do not make strings like this. So char star, let's say string is equal to I don't know. Okay, so don't use this way to make strings. It leads to unexpected errors, and later, as I told you, you will see how we make strings professionally with dynamic allocation. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.